left, you see it, but it's kind of minor stuff.
Is only exploitable if it fits the Republican narrative. Otherwise, if it doesn't bolster...
God, I don't know what that was. All right, so I did want to get into this clip, because this is sort of Brian Tyler Cohen talking about kind of what's going on the right and what the response was after the shooting. And so we'll just dive right in, because that already wanted to.
Have exploited these events to attack Joe Biden or the Democrats. Mike Collins, a Republican lawmaker from Georgia, tweeted, "Joe Biden sent the order." Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote, "We are in a battle between good and evil. The Democrats are the party of pedophiles, murdering the innocent, unborn, violence and bloody, meaningless, and endless wars. The Democrat Party is flat out evil, and yesterday they tried to murder President Trump." J.D. Vance wrote, "Today is not just some isolated incident. The central premise of the Biden campaign is that President Donald Trump is an authoritarian fascist who must be stopped at all costs. That rhetoric led directly to President Trump's attempted assassination." And of course, Lauren Boebert posted this.
I do believe that Joe Biden is responsible for the shooting today. Kyle Clark, an innocent supporter of President Trump, someone who loved President Trump and was there exercising their right to support him, lost their life today. Everyone who has called him a fascist, everyone who has called him a threat to democracy, who said that he...
So that's kind of the point. I mean, this is before they knew who the shooter was. They ran out there, boom, 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 blaming Biden and the left and all that shit. And then they find, oh, wait, the shooter's a registered Republican and his parents are conservatives, and everybody who knows him says he's a conservative. Okay, so now their whole spiel, and it has been, they did the RNC and whatnot, which they knew, is, no, they want to kill Trump, and they can be whoever you want. You know, the lefties, the Jews, whoever it is that they're attacking this week. But that's what's been going on. So you have them, very right-wing people pushing the idea of killing Trump, right? And then somebody tries to, you know, thank goodness they missed. I feel horrible that they shot the one guy who was a Trump supporter, who was a fire chief, and he died, and then the two other people were injured. But this incident happens after they've been talking about doing this, or this being a good thing. Then it happens. Then after it happens, they immediately blame Biden. Then when they find out, no, it was actually a right-wing guy, oh, well, now it's they, the elusive deep state, or whoever, somebody's trying to stop them, but it's they, so you gotta side with us against them. So, I mean, it's all really horrible. Instead of coming out and saying, look, this is terrible, it's time to heal, let's pull back on the gas a little bit, and let's talk about what to really do with this country. Instead, it's no. Now they've amped it up. Now the war's on, and that's what they're pushing. And that's what Alex Jones was pushing. And that's kind of what Tucker was kind of pushing. Was this whole it's got to go to this point where we're in a state of violence. Fortunately, that's not what happened, but that's what they still are pushing. I had one more example. Here's Marjorie Greene doing the same shit. Not to be shocked about this.
And I feel it every time I go into Washington. Look at the views and the policies of the left. This is the party that is literally trying to destroy God's creation and tell children they can be more than two genders, which is an absolute lie and a complete attack on God. The Democrat Party is the party of abortion, murdering the innocent unborn. The Democrat Party is the party of violence, just as Ben stated. And just as we have witnessed for years now. Never forget it was Antifa and the radical left that nearly burned down Washington, D.C. on President Trump's inauguration night in 2017. And then they continued to riot for years. And then the horrific riots night after night in 2020 after George Floyd died from a drug overdose, by the way, as all of the...
Oh, God. That's all bullshit. Washington D.C. didn't burn down, and George Floyd did not OD. He was suffocated to death by that fucking cop. But no, this is just psychotic stuff. But you see where she's going. It's the us versus them. They're evil, we're good. Where you've really lost the plot is, as opposed to they're evil, we're good, is, well, we're all Americans. There are brothers and sisters, there are family members. You know, she wants you to start attacking these people that are, you know, your friends, your family, your neighbors. as opposed to, well, we're Americans, we disagree, but we're all still in the same boat together. Which is kind of the point here, which is where this whole MAGA movement has gone. And I mean, Republicans have been moving this direction for the last 40 years, for sure, that I know of at least, but this movement of, us versus them, and we've had this problem in this country with, attacking, black people getting rights, women getting rights, the Irish, the Spanish, the Italians, putting Japanese people in camps, the Chinese Exclusion Acts, the genocide of Native Americans. I mean, it's been a constant problem of us versus them, and whose country is it really? And that's the problem. And they said, well, it's a white country, it's a Christian country, it's a nationalist country, blah, 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 blah. No, it's a democratic republic with a lot of people. It's a big boat with a lot of holes, but we're all in it together. That's the problem, I think, with the party. That's the problem with this situation. I think that's what's driving this narrative that's causing these things to happen. This kid having the shooting issue, I mean, he goes out, I think he's a loner, he's segregated, he doesn't have a lot of friends, he's not socially adept, and he goes out and he sees all this shit and decides he's going to start whatever. I don't know what his actual motive is. We may never know. But he had something where he had some idea. And furthermore, he had explosives and stuff. He'd scoped the place out. I mean, he thought he was going to get away with this, which is crazy. But from what it looked like, is he thought he would actually be able to pull this off and get away and go do something else. He had further plans after that. I can tell you, you assassinate a political figure, you probably should cancel dinner because you're not going to make it. Odds are you're not going to make it.